All right, welcome traders to the Consistent Trader daily recap and forecast. Today we're looking at the Euro US dollar as usual, and today was a tricky trading day and unfortunately a down day for us. We kind of fell for the trick, the trick that the big guys played on us. So here on the 1 hour chart, it's we're still in the wedge, and right now we're still in the wedge, but 2 hours ago while we were trading, you can see that there was a breakout of the highest trend line on here. And it was a fairly substantial breakout, 20 pips. And it was following the news event with the euro interest rates, which were set at 0, forecasted to be 0, and previous was 0. So we shouldn't have fallen for the trick. Okay, we should have realized, hey, this event doesn't change anything. It's exactly what everyone thought it was going to be, but we kind of fell for it. Now, what I'm talking about here is what ended up happening, and we can see this in retrospect, is it was a false breakout, right? It came up 20 pips, and it's come all the way down here, and we'll get into this in the forecast, but there's a good chance it'll even come all the way down and hit the bottom now. But let's look at, before we jump into that forecast, let's look at how it went here on our trades. So these orange lines are all losses. So you can see what happened to me here is I was selling through here. And another thing too, this is a good tip, especially if you're a newer trader, is to be very cautious when there's a news event. I have a great strategy for the first few minutes of a news event, but after that, you often see these very large moves that are not, they're atypical from what the charts normally look at and you can fall victim to things like I did. So I was selling through here, taking wins and taking losses, but once it got up to here, that bar was just such a mean bar on the hour chart, and I thought it was a legitimate break, which if it was, we would have seen 2 to 3 bars of follow through. Could have gone, it could have run far away from us. So I decided to pull out right here, as you can see, and took a bunch of losses. Ended the day down a little over 1%, which is a big bummer, no doubt. Since then, though, it has come all the way back down to here. And with that, let's actually get into the forecast a little bit. By the way, I was live streaming this on Twitch at twitch.tv/consistenttrader. It's a great channel, kind of great community to discuss trading ideas and share your thoughts. And it was, it made it a little more bearable this morning having some people there to go through it together. Anyway, back to the forecast. So the general rule to follow is when there's a false breakout, it gives the other team an opportunity. So right here, the Bears took over. They said, we're done with this the Bulls took over. Excuse me. The Bulls took over, said, we're done with these Bears. We're breaking their defense, and we're running with it. But the Bulls failed, all right? They failed fairly miserably. And now, essentially, think of it, if it's like American football, think of it as a big turnover, right? Where the other team grab the ball, and now they have an opportunity to take it all the way to the other line and score a touchdown. So, in other words, shortening that up, if there's a failed break of one side, it gives the other team an opportunity to take it to and even break the other side. So, we'll see if that happens. I think there's a decent chance in the next 24 hours when we're looking at that it will come back down to this line. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow morning we'll be trading on this line. So we just got to watch and see how that develops. But that's the recap for the day. Hopefully you traders held on through here and kept trading through. One thing I should have done, no doubt, I'm kind of kicking myself over it a little bit, is another general rule I follow is that if it breaks a previous high, it almost always, from my experience, comes back to that previous high. Which, it did that right here, and you can see it bounced off a little bit before plunging down. but I could have relied on that a bit more and held on here, added some more sells, and then made a little bit of money through here. I still would have taken off. Knowing myself, I would have taken off these trades still at this point. But, that's 10 pips difference. I probably would have ended the day down still, but only a little bit, potentially. So that's one thought. I don't know. It's tricky, though. If there's a strong breakout, you got to be careful. So in general, be cautious when you're trading those news events. But we'll see you tomorrow. Catch me on the stream tomorrow morning at the US Open. Put a link in the description below, and like and subscribe if these videos are providing value for you. Thanks.